Alright, so I'm going to show you how I sew in the pages. I just use embroidery floss. And this time I picked this color right here. And I use this regular needle. Well, it's kind of a big one. I'm trying to remember what size it was. I don't know what size. I think it's like a 5. It's pretty good size. And I just leave the whole thing together. I don't cut this off or anything like that. So I want to make sure I don't run out. Alright, the way I was showed how to do this, it's called like a figure 8 stitch. And what you do is, I always start at the top. I find the top of the first hole. Oops, probably didn't see that. So here it's closed, right? So I came in like this. Try not to get it tangled up. So here's our page. Make sure I have it in right, top. And I come in, whoops, gotta make sure you have the envelope in there too. It's a little awkward to do this. What I do is I just kind of guess how much I'm going to need. Might do a little bit of extra. I go like this. I measure it like this. Like I've been going all the way down, all the way up, and then another part right here down for if you want to put beads on it. I like putting beads on it. Some people don't like the beads, but I do. Alright, so that's the one. I have to find the other hole here. It's so awkward on the camera. Oh, there's that one. I was going through the paper first and then kind of figure out where the hole is on the book. Super weird doing this on camera. Never done this. Let me look for it. Oh, there it is. I'm going to be hitting the camera constantly. It's really hard to do too right now because my eyes are getting really bad, so I have my contacts in, but I have to wear extra glasses to be able to see close up. It's really awkward. And then I go in here. Try not to get it tangled up. Oh boy. I gotta find it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So I go back out. it really sucks when you get like almost all the way done and then you get a knot and you're like, ah, you have to undo everything. So you come back in. So this is what it looks like for now. Here's the top, here's the bottom. I'm pulling this tight to make it not loose or anything, but not too tight where you're going to rip the paper. Now this is where it gets, this is going to be really weird to do on camera, because as I'm sewing these in, I'm trying to keep the strings tight too. And it's kind of awkward because you have to be pulling this one at the top too. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do this where I can still be on camera. Come on, go in there. Sometimes you can just go and go like this and hope it goes in the right way. Is it? Is it? Yes, good. It's good, 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 good. And see, this is going to be closed, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Tangled up. Let's see how we're doing over here. Yep, doing pretty good. And you're gonna go back up here. Alright, so this is where you're gonna try to make sure that it's all in there nice and tight. Like that. You're pulling on this, and you're pulling on this one. This you gotta keep tight, the one on the back. You take your needle. This is where I always have a hard time, because I'm making a knot is what I'm doing. And I did it like 2 or 3 times, so I know for sure it's going to be there. Nice, and all the while I'm holding the back one tight. Back here, I'm holding that real tight. Whoops. Fine. Be difficult. Great. There we go. I gotta get a hold of this, make sure I'm holding it tight. I hope this is making sense to everybody. So then I go back out. Gotta find it. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to find this one to come back out. There we go. I'm gonna hold this tight. I'm gonna make sure there's no knots. Looks good. And I go ahead and I just take the needle off. And I tie this a whole bunch of times. Like 3 or 4 times. See, it's loose. I feel like it's going to be. And it's okay. You can always redo these things. It's not that big of a deal. Why does it feel like it's loose? Is it loose? Here, let me. Oh, let me do that. Okay, you want a little bit of wiggle room, I guess, so it won't tear your pages. But I don't remember it always being that loose. It's pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to leave the strings on here and I'll put beads on it later. Is what I'll do. Hope that's going to be the right way. I think it's it. Yeah, it's good. So that's one page sewn in. And the way I do the next part, it's not very scientific, but I just eyeball things. I don't really, I mean, if I were to do this, my next lines would probably be like right around there. So I kind of guess maybe a little bit. This is a little thing I made. That. So it's very unscientific, isn't it? So we're going to say right about there. Make sure it's all even. Pretty good spacing. Let me see. That seems right. Make sure it's lined up with the first page. Pretty good. You'll come up with your own ways of doing things too. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking up through the light so I can make sure it's pretty close to being straight, and it is. And then I just make the holes a little bit bigger. So that's what I'm doing off camera right now. So it's easier to put the needle in. pretty good. Okay, so what was going to be my next page? It's going to be, how did we do this? Okay, this one's the first page. That's going to go there. And this was going to be the second page, and here's the third. Lining this up. That one's pretty good. Whoops. Top. Line these up. All right, where's my tool? What did I do with it? There it is. Top. Da, da, da. Alrighty. Alright, you're going to only need one of these strings, so I'm going to leave the one that's loose on there. And I'm going to cut it, and then I'll show you what else I do to make it very, very secure. I'm going to take this strand right here. I'm going to cut it. I hope you can see it. There we go. I'm going to cut it kind of close. And then I take some fabric tack. And I just put a little tiny dot right there so I know that the knot is not going to come loose. There you go. Just a little extra security. Move it around so I know it's pretty good in there. Alright, so I'm ready for the next one. Thread the needle. Here comes the next page. Alright, so that's top. This is the top. Yep, want to make sure I got that. Wait, I'm going to have that right next to here. Alright, so I come in from this side. And I go down, up, I give myself a lot just because I don't want to mess up and not have enough. Making yours the top again, because I've done that. You put it in upside down and you're like, gotta be right about here. All right. This is where I'm going to make sure I got it pretty tight. I don't want it to be loose. Try to hold on to that part. And I'm going to go back up through here. Trying to keep all this tight still. It's so awkward on camera. Always tighten it too when you finish. Kind of tighten as you go. Ouch. Kind of try to hold on to the top one, the first one I put in, kind of tight. I just keep tightening it there. And I go in through here. I hope this is making sense to you. Kind of like when you get in there and you start doing this too, you'll come up with your own ways of doing it too. That's what I found anyways. You might find a better way to do it. Just make sure you share with me if you do. Got a knot in there. Okay, and I'm pulling it tight both ways. And you can do it this way too. Feels pretty good. I'm holding that top one on the back side pretty tight. And I'm going to go ahead and do my knots. Maybe. One. Of course, my hands are going numb. Two. Three. And then I'm going to go back out. Hopefully. Still holding on to this pretty tight. Yep. I like this one better than the first one. I'm going to tie it. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do one more. And 4. So I'm going to keep that one, the ones that, like that. I'm going to keep those there. They're really long, but that's okay. I'm going to cut this as close as I can. And I'm going to use the fabric tack. So they don't come loose. Yes. Yep. Looks good. It's a little bit loose there, but I think that's fine. I don't know. And if you know, can always take it out and re-sew it. We'll see how it goes, if I have to or not. Might have to. But definitely this second one was really good. So, yeah, I might have to take this other one out. So it is pretty loose compared to... We'll see though. Might be okay. So that's 2 pages. And now, what's the 3rd page, which actually is going to be the 2nd. So I decided this was going to be the 1st page. This is the 2nd page. So that one's going to be there. Get my top. This one I'm doing a little bit different because I wanted the envelope to go a different way. Thought it looked better that way. Alright, so again, lining up the envelope. Looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. Gonna get my thing here, top to top. This is the top. close it a little bit so that one's off a little bit, but it's okay. You guys knew how I actually really did this. I totally eyeball it completely, so I'm just trying to do measurements to help you guys. I don't usually do it like this. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. These I measured out. So I know it's going to be right about there. My goal is to make sure it's even from this top part and the bottom because you don't want it all crooked. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. One. Two. Three. And 5. Gotta keep track. Oh my gosh, Gianna's gonna be off the bus in a minute. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna look through the light to see if it's all pretty even. Make the holes a little bit bigger. That's what I'm doing off camera right now. So far, so good. Remember top? See that top? This is top. That's gonna look right nice. Where'd my needle go? Come on now. There you are. It's gonna be really interesting when Gianna gets here. Yeah, when she does get here, I'll just stop and start again later to finish it up. That way I can decide if I'm gonna redo that first page I put in, which is actually the last page. As a matter of fact, I think I'm hearing the bus now. Yep. All right, I'll come back later and finish this.